All right, keeping with our thermal how-to, all about thermal series we've been talking about with brushbeater.store and the options that we have out there, literally representing um, everything that's relevant in the thermal field right now, right? Ranging from this is a entry-level price point unit, the AGM Rattler 19256. Literally just pulled that out of the box, by the way. To helmet, head mounted slash pocket units like this excellent Armacite Sidekick 640. To multi-purpose roll tools like this iRay. We'll be talking about this. The RH25. To clip-ons. My personal favorite right here. This is my go-to. Literally lives in the door of my truck. The Armacite Jockey 640, and then of course the high end of the spectrum right here, which is just excellent, the Envision Knox 35. Really, where to begin is I get a lot of questions about, basically people are kind of looking for something that does everything. Like typical people, we want it to be the best quality possible, cheapest price, and to do the maximum amount of things for us. All right. So understand first that there are really three categories of these devices that I already stated. This is a dedicated weapon scope. This is a dedicated weapon scope. But it can also be helmet mounted, as you can see by the Wilcox dovetail here. This is meant to be handheld or mounted. It has obviously a plate here to be dovetail mounted. And this is designed to be clip-on, right? And the RH25 is kind of an amalgamation of all of them. Okay, so as you can see, my personal setup, I've done videos in the past on this weapon earlier in the week, and then earlier I have this is my go-to. All right. You can see I've got an Armacite Jockey on here. This is the one that I use primarily. This is one that I hand out in class. This is the Jockey 320, so it's a little bit down market. The 640 is my favorite one. It's typically living in the door of my truck, but I could interchange it too. All right. So dedicated scope versus a clip-on is something that is weapons mounted. Okay, so the benefit of having a clip-on is you have your daytime optic, whatever it is. You're running an LPVO, closed emitter, dot sight, ACOG, something like that. Clip it on in the front if you've got the retail space on your rail to do that. And now you have thermal capability. What you're looking through is having that thermal capability. Now, understand a couple of things. With clip-on optic, you have to collimate them. Okay, so what does that mean? Collimating is mating one focal plane to another. Right, so you have your optic, your weapon sight optic 0. All right, you have to confirm that with the clip-on optic. Now, all of these you'll notice, with the exception of this is designed to be weapons mounted. They all have ADM mounts. This one doesn't. I just unboxed it, but comes with it. It's literally right in here. But they all have ADM mounts, American Defense Manufacturing, which are very, very good. But understand that you're going to have you may have a slight shift in 0. There may be a slight shift in point of impact from your point of aim. You have to confirm that. All right, you're introducing another focal plane in here when you're putting a clip on your optic. So that leads us to a dedicated weapon scope. Now, this is the entry level. This is one of the 19256s that we've got in. These come in at $795. So people that say, I can't afford thermal. Well, Sell off one of the bullshit weapons you've got, because I know you do. The people that say that kind of thing, they're the ones who are sitting on like 7 or 8 AR-15s, and I mean, you know, and I see you. Believe me, I see you, right? This is under $1,000. Is this the greatest in the world? You know, compared to upmarket options, I think that it definitely holds its own. Now the 384, the 640 Rattler units from AGM, they are excellent. Big fan of them. But you know, this dedicated weapons scope, let's take a look through it. Got some glare going on. There we go. For a 256, man, that ain't bad. Let's look down at distance. So there's some heat targets down there. Some people running around down in the bottom of the cow pasture. All right. You're able to see them. Let's talk about a dedicated weapons scope. So that don't look too bad. Build quality from AGM is excellent. It runs off of an internal battery, but I'll be doing a separate video on this. Why would you want a dedicated weapons scope over a clip-on? All right, if you're looking for maximum versatility, the clip-on is going to be the way to go. If you're looking for a dedicated, basically a one and done, literally most headache-free, having a dedicated weapons scope is going to be what you're looking for. Okay. Maybe have a different AR upper. I mean, we can get uppers all day long from like all the vendors out there. They're all making them, right? So something to think about. Have a dedicated thermal upper, and with this optic. You know, just saying. So you know, or if you've got the means, I mean, let's see if we can get it. You know, that's get a lot of glare, but a Knox 35 is incredible. Let's look down. Got a whole lot of glare, but that's a lot of definition going on out there. You know, roughly 500 away from us. All right. Anyway, helmet mounted units. So why would you want this? So I have a lot of clients that are first responders, law enforcement, fire. I have a lot of firefighter clients and law enforcement clients who are, you know, in and out of a patrol car. They want something lightweight. It's a pocket unit. You know, doing search and rescue work, or you know, whatever it might be. And you know, mounting it on a weapon is really not in the job description for this. Some dudes really like mounting these, bridging them to PVS 14. If that works for you, cool. It really doesn't work for me, but that isn't, you know, that's a case-by-case basis. That's just kind of my opinion on things. You know, but having a pocket unit definitely comes in handy when maybe, you know, I'm not running a weapon, I'm not overt about stuff that I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing, you know, a sector scan, or I'm, you know, I brought it up in the spaces the other night looking for cattle, right? So this is kind of where this comes into play. So very useful tool, just depends on your use case. Brings us to the IRA, the RH25, which really needs no introduction. Get my hand out of the way because I'm totally not a hand model. But it kind of does all the above, right? It has the ability to kind of to fill all the roles. Great optic, really needs no introduction. This is the V2 version of it, which has a very slick frame rate. Let's see if we can get it. I've got it on thermal sensor. I took it off the AK from the video yesterday. I was running that AK. You can kind of see. Let's look. You know, again, great definition on that. Sorry about that. Anyway, kind of a rundown of the different things. What works for you? Well, come talk to me, and we'll see. God bless. Check all this out. Brushbeater.store. Thanks.